Hello, I'm Carrie George and I am here from CIBN TV, and we are going to help you today get more customers by touching them 7 to 14 times. Now, why do we want to touch them 7 to 14 times? Well, because that's how many times it takes to get a sale. So if you've ever visited a prospect for the first time and you sat down with them and they did not buy from you the first time that you sat with them, you should not be surprised. Because in reality, it usually takes 7 to 14 times to get a customer from a prospect. Usually that's because they may not have ever heard of you before, and you have to build credibility with them, and that takes time. Now, you'll notice that if you go to a big name brand store down on the strip somewhere and you walk in the door, what ends up happening is you will buy right away. Why is that? Because you know who they are. You've been to that store before. They have already established presence in the market. They've already established a series of experiences with you, so you're just there to pick something up and to make a purchase. Well, that's not the case when you sit down with a prospect. Many times they've never heard of you before, and you have to get them to know you, to like you, and to trust you before they're going to buy from you. So let's go through what 7 to 14 touches could look like. So I'm going to give you 1 through 10 on how to do this, and then we're going to show you how to rinse and repeat so that you can get up to 7 to 14 touches without seeming creepy or weird, but very naturally, so that people feel like they know, like, and trust you, so that they will give you their business. We're going to say that touch number 1 is your initial visit or phone call. Okay, so the first time you've reached out and touched them, you've either shown up in their office or you've got them on the phone, and that's number 1. The second thing that should happen, number 2, is that you're going to send them some kind of an email. Usually after you talk to somebody and they didn't buy on that first occasion, they might ask to see more information. In Canada, it's very important that you have collected their business card from them, or that you have some kind of record that you have permission to send them emails, especially automated emails, which we're going to talk about in a few minutes. So if you've got their business card, you want to keep that and have that as a record so that you can show that according to Canadian anti-spam legislation, you have a relationship with this person. Number 3, now that you've sent them an initial email, in Canada, it is usually recognized as good form to friend somebody on Facebook. Many people used to say to me, Carrie, this is not something I want to do in my business. I'm an engineer. I don't friend people on Facebook. Well, today, if you're an engineer and you don't friend people on Facebook, you're one of a very few people who doesn't do that. Most people are on Facebook. They're quite commonly comfortable with having friends on Facebook, and they kind of expect that business owners in their circles are going to reach out to them to friend them on Facebook. So this is one way you can touch them, because once they're your friend, they can actually see the postings that you're making. And as long as you are making postings on Facebook that are appropriate for your business, you're not going to have any problem there. Number 4, you're going to want to follow them on Twitter. And usually when you have followed them on Twitter, they're going to follow you back. So that's really cool, because now you are making postings on Twitter according to what you want to put out for your business, and you have them following you, so they're going to be seeing what's going on in your feed. That means you don't have to be calling them every second of the day to tell them what your next greatest thing is or how you can add value to them, because they're seeing your postings go across on Twitter. Number 5, connect with them on LinkedIn. Now, when you connect with people on LinkedIn, you want to make sure that you have a really good profile. In fact, we have a video at CIBNTV.ca where you can learn how to pimp out your profile. And you might want to actually log in there and take the free subscription for 14 days so that you can find out how you can pimp out your profile on LinkedIn. And that will help you, because when they go look you up, you want them to see good things about you when they're there. Number 6, you want to make sure that you are actually creating posts that are going out on these social media channels. So you should book a time with yourself to sit down and create some kind of content that's going to be posting. In fact, you should probably book an hour or 2 hours and create a series of posts, things that you would say over and over again. And again, we have video help for you at CIBNTV.ca that will show you how to do that. And there's even help on how to automate it. Because I know you're busy, you're a busy business owner. You don't have time to be on social media all the time. So there's some great tools there that will show you how to automate that and how to get the best use out of using social media for this social touching. Usually about this time, people start asking me, well, Carrie, aren't we following this person too much? Are we touching them too much? Won't they feel like a little creeped out if they're, getting all these things happening and things being sent to them? First of all, if you were sending all of this in their email box and that was all that you were doing, yeah, they might feel a little creeped out because it would mean that you were actually doing this every day. However, they opt in. If you send someone a friend request on Facebook, or you just connect to them on Twitter, okay, and Facebook, they have to say yes and come back, and now they've opted in for the opportunity to hear things that you would post and things that you would say. On Twitter, you just followed them. It was up to them to follow you back, so certainly it's no big deal. On LinkedIn, you asked them for the connection, but they had to connect with you. So again, they're opting in before they would see any posting that you would make. So it's not creepy at all. They actually are deciding, yeah, I'd like to hear more from that person. So now let's come back to number 7. Number 7 is actually create an automated email campaign. There's lots of good tools out there. You can use MailChimp or Constant Contact or iContact. These are great platforms, and what they do is you can go in and actually create a series of 5 to 10 emails. You create them one time, and then what happens is when your new prospect says, yes, I'd like to get some information from you, they get a first one that says, welcome, glad you want to get some information from me. Here's a few things that we do. I'm going to send you another 10 emails over the next 3 months, so they know that they're not going to get them like tomorrow or 7 in a row this week. So you tell them what the expectations are going to be, and you also say, if you ever want to opt out, just click the bottom where there's an unsubscribe button. Over the following weeks, when they open up these emails, you're going to be giving them tips and tricks, advice, ideas. You're going to add value to these emails, okay? You're not just going to send them your latest sales, buy now, buy now. Nobody wants that, okay? You want to add value by giving them ideas, things that would work for them, and you want to show them how you are going to add value overall to their life and to their business or whatever it is that you're trying to share with them. You want to break that down into little bite-sized pieces and nice little emails with pictures. The wonderful thing about an automated email campaign is that once you have made it once, it kind of works like an electronic elf. It just keeps putting this information out over and over again. Did you ever read that book about how the elves came in the middle of the night and they made all the cobbler's shoes for him? That's pretty awesome, isn't it? Well, when you use automation like this, it's kind of like the elves are coming and making the shoes, and they're also lining up customers to be at the door in the morning. So you want to use as much automation as possible. Number 8. There's this nifty little thing out there called send out cards, and in fact I think I'll put the link in this for you in the video so that you can see how to sign up for this. We got a great guy at our network. His name is John Wright. He helps people sign up with send out cards. I'm sure that we have other people across the country from CIBN who also can help you with send out cards. It's a wonderful tool. Can't say enough good things about it. Why is it so awesome? Because it's a real card. It's not an email card. In fact, I would say nobody wants your email cards, okay? I get lots of email cards. I don't even open them. It kind of goes into the junk mail file. But when a real card shows up in my mailbox, you know how many times I open up the real card? 100% of the time. And you do too. In fact, we have sent out birthday cards to new members, and we've had them call us crying because nobody in their entire life sent them a birthday card that year, but we did. So send out cards is a great way for you to actually create for yourself a nice little automated campaign that keeps in touch with a new prospect or a new customer. It's especially awesome if you want to keep a customer coming back and buying from you again in the future. Recognize special days in their life like their birthday, their anniversary, or Christmas, or whatever time of year that's important to them. So highly, highly recommend that you find out more about send out cards. Number 9. You want to make sure that you see this person again, so why wouldn't you invite them to an event? I think one of the best ways to invite them to events is to create either a networking event or work in collaboration with somebody who has a networking event. Or if you're in an area where we have live events for CIBN, if you're trying to do business with another business owner and they're not doing business with you, invite them to the business network. In fact, it's brilliant because if you actually get them to join your weekly referral club, guess what's going to happen? You're going to be able to stand up and do your 30-second to 1-minute pitch in front of them every week, week after week after week. How long do you think it's going to take for them to be your customer? It's a fantastic idea. Number 10, it's your second appointment time. See how all of those things happen before you add a second appointment? Now when you go to the second appointment, they've been touched by you 9 times and this is your 10th touch. What do you think is the probability of you getting a sale on your 10th touch? It's much higher than it was on your first touch. Now, the next step, which would be number 11, is just rinse and repeat. If you keep posting content on your social media channels and they're connected to you on 1 channel or 4 channels, then every time you are putting out content and information, there is the probability that they have seen it. So that means that you're no longer dealing with a one-touch system. You're now well past that 14 touches, and getting a sale is going to be so much easier for you. My name is Carrie George. I'm here from CIBN TV. I would encourage you as well to go check out our CIBNTV.ca platform and sign up for 2 weeks of free online networking and find out more. There's these videos and several others there that you can watch. And for now, I'm wishing you a great big happy capitalism. Have a great week.